Braveheart. Welcome back to Braveheart. Episode 2 of the reboot. We were supposed to sing for the intro,
Yeah, but
but Easton and Carter are just a horrible person. So, what are we doing today, fellas? Let's see if you remember, because I've been telling you all day.
I think we are doing fictional characters.
Top 10.
Like just characters.
Yeah. We're gonna do.
We're just gonna be talking about characters.
I didn't make a list though, so
I'm making it right now. So we got our top 10 fictional characters in no order, and honestly,
Darth Vader's gonna be on the.
Darth Vader's my number one.
Yeah, I already.
Don't spoil it, bro. Don't spoil it.
Sorry.
just
Gosh. So
Steve from Minecraft.
with this
Someone
little thing that we're doing here, just we'll have some days to where we might have a guest on and we'll talk to them the whole time, and then some days we'll be talking about like
Random
stuff that's
crap.
happening during like this time, and then there's stuff like this where we're just mucking about for, because like this is going to be kind of shorter. We're only going to have around 30 minutes to play with here, so it's kind of just an excuse for us to go in depth with something that we enjoy talking about. So, and then maybe I'm thinking about introducing like some game days to where we play like Monopoly or something. That could be fun.
Yeah. I have a Spider-Man Monopoly set, but I'm not. It's gonna take a while to play. Have you ever played Monopoly? It takes forever.
I mean, I don't think we would even have near enough time.
Okay.
But Monopoly's great. I love it. I played Monopoly for the first time last year in Coach Fowler's class.
In Coach Fowler's class.
Yeah.
With who?
Jordan, Madison, and all them.
Oh, okay.
And we just got it out. We were like, we were bored.
All right. Well, let's hear your list.
I'm not done with it
I'll
yet.
see if I agree with these characters or not.
We got to stall so I can write out my list.
Oh, okay.
So talk about something so that I can zone out.
sing us a song, Easton.
Sing a song. No. Can't sing. What about Texas?
Texas.
Texas. What about Texas?
Texas is all right. It's huge. If you go from the bottom of Texas.
I think he's talking about the Civil War.
Shut up. If you go to the bottom of Texas and you drive straight for 12 hours, you'll still be in Texas. But if you go from the bottom of Europe and drive straight, you'll go from the top to the bottom and halfway up again.
Yeah, I did know that. It's
a while.
Yeah.
Big boy. He's a big man.
It is big. It's a lot of land.
Huh? What are you doing? All right. We got to get this show on the road. Carter, you got your people yet? I hate you. You got your people yet? You can start us out, Easton.
Start y'all out? I didn't
Yeah.
even know we were doing this.
Buddy, I literally told you all day. I told you make a list, even though none of us made lists, even though I was the one that came up with the idea. It's okay.
Number 10. For number 10, I'm going to go with Big Boss. Metal Gear Solid.
No idea.
Solid Snake.
Oh, I do know.
Yeah.
Bro's hiding in boxes out there.
Yeah.
You know what I really love? In that one scene where she gives him like the pistol and it's custom made,
Yeah.
and he's like going through, he's taking it apart, and he's talking about it, and it's like the voice acting in that scene. It's like it's such an old game, so it doesn't look very good, but it's still
They're making a new one.
A magnificent scene.
I'm going to play it. I forget what they're calling it.
Okay, next
I don't know what
person.
they're calling it, but I'm gonna buy it day one.
Snake.
I got my number 10.
Snake Eyes.
Go for it, Carter.
It's kinda
Chris
good.
McClane from Total Drama Island.
That is a terrible pick.
It's a
That's
great
your 10?
pick. Yeah.
No, that's going for your 10.
Yeah.
I've watched like one episode and I just hate it.
I used to love that show when I was
I hate it.
younger.
I hate that show.
Wait, what show? Oh,
Total
Total Drama Island. Yeah, it never
don't
caught
like it.
on for me. I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I watched Amazing World of Gumball a lot.
I was
I
a
did-
Ninja
I did-
Turtle
I
and
didn't
Ultimate
like
Spider-Man kind of guy.
Gumball.
I was a Batman, like, Saturdays, like, early in the morning. Like, when I'd have to wake up, I'd watch, like, the old Batman, like, and Batman Beyond.
Oh, Batman
That's
Beyond
that
was
too.
good.
The old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons were pretty good.
I watched the 2012 Ninja Turtles religiously.
So you watched Spider-Man Unlimited, too?
No,
No?
Ultimate
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
The
Is that-
one where he's like involved with Shield and stuff, and it's like that they.
Oh,
tackled the
yeah, with
Spider-Verse.
the dude from Drake and Josh.
Yeah, Drake
Yeah.
Bell.
What's the one where I can't remember what it's called, but he goes to the planet where like humans and animals, like the dude operates on the animals and turns them into like humanoids.
Predator.
No, it's a Spider-Man TV show, and he goes to
Oh.
that planet on a ship, a spaceship, to retrieve um an astronaut that is Joe Jameson's
And what show is
son.
this?
It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon, and he fights Carnage and Venom on the ship
Yeah.
as he's going there, and because they were on board the ship when J. Jonah Jameson is like flying off. He's like he's about to go into space, and Carnage and Venom both get on the ship and like attack it or whatever. And then Spider-Man sees that, and he starts like fighting him, and then he gets knocked off and falls. And then like a couple weeks later, the government puts him on a rocket and just shoots him into space, and he has to go look for the astronaut J. Jonah Jameson's son.
Huh.
Forget his name.
It's. I know he becomes like the Wolfman in the comic books, and he's the reason. In the original comic books, he is the person that brings back the Venom symbiote to Earth because he goes to space. He comes back, and then the symbiote hitches a ride on his rocket, and then he becomes like this werewolf guy that Spider-Man just beats the crap out of.
Yeah, because he goes to the planet of all the humanoid.
Yes.
What's it called? Like Elseworld?
No, that's DC. Elseworld.
Oh,
is
Elseworld is like the that's I don't remember. Is that like an alternate timeline?
Yeah, Elseworlds is like, you know how like the multiverse in DC, Elseworlds is the stories that they tell
Oh, that are
apart
yeah.
from the main continuity. It's
Yeah.
just an excuse for them to just mess around with the
and
characters.
kill
they've made,
whoever they want to kill and
Yeah.
bring 'em back.
which I think is awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it lets them do different stories.
Yeah, and like in the DCU now that they've rebooted it, like the Batman and stuff, that's canon, but it's an Elseworld story.
But okay, I got you.
So it's like now that they've done that, that opens up so many possibilities for them. Like,
So the Batman, like the movie,
yeah,
is canon to the cinematic universe.
but it's
it's
in a
in-
different universe.
Got you.
So it's an excuse for them to make whatever movie they want and be like, hey, this is a part of this, but it's an Elseworld story, so it's not connected.
I got you.
And also,
That's a good thing because it lets you broad out because you have a lot of creative stories.
yeah.
And you can't make a movie about them if they're not all, because everybody wants everything connected, and there's a hard way to have everything connected when there's so many different stories, and every story has so many different minute details
Yeah.
and different characters that are different people. Like, you might have one really popular storyline where Barry Allen is the Flash, and then another one, Wally West is the Flash, and it's like
Who do you
know.
prefer?
Barry Allen.
I'm
I'm
a Wally
gonna
West
go.
guy.
I'm gonna go with Barry Allen because I like how
And
he's more s-
actually
he's more
on my
serious.
list. So we can go ahead and pick up theirs. The Flash, Wally West, your Barry Allen. Carter, which Flash do you prefer?
Out of the two,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or any Flash, really.
Barry Allen.
I do like Barry Allen.
I like Barry when it's like he's more mature and he's got Iris, and Wally's already introduced and he's got like
He's
the
more
Flash
of like
family.
he's got a sidekick.
Yeah, and he's a superhero. He's not a superhero like in training type deal. I like Barry when he's an adult,
Yeah.
but I like Wally at every point in his career. Like when he's Kid Flash, when he picks up the mantle when Barry dies, when he becomes, and when he stays the Flash and he's got the darker red suit, he's got the blue lightning, and he's like the speed god. Everything about Wally I love. It's great.
I like Wally. I think you like Wally just because he has red hair.
I resonate with him. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, that's what I would look like if I was skinny. And if I had super speed and was like a part of this cool superhero squad. Anyway,
I've never seen a if he had super speed. I think like skinny comes with the super speed.
yeah, probably. Or he's not skinny, but it's like he's got like an 8-pack because his metabolism is crazy. Next on my list is Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny.
He paved the way for cinematic enjoyment.
Cartoons.
He really did. I mean, like, I think about where we would be if like the Looney Tunes wasn't a thing. And Bugs Bunny made it. He's the reason it's there, bruh.
I don't know. There's like Tom and Jerry.
City Wabbit. Yeah, Tom and Jerry. I'll give
Pretty popular.
Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry.
I've seen more Tom and Jerry than I have any Bugs Bunny. I mean, I've seen Bugs Bunny everywhere, but I've never really watched like
cartoons?
a cartoon. Like, it's
I've
weird.
watched.
It's weird how that works.
I've watched an abnormal amount for how old we are and like where we live and stuff. I've watched a good amount of Bugs Bunny stuff, and like there's been so many reboots and stuff, like the originals, and then there's like the reboots with like Lola and Daffy, and they like are just like normal people. And it's like kind of weird,
What?
but it's still a good.
Wait, like it's like a real.
They're not. No, it's
Oh.
a cartoon, but they live in like cities and
Oh,
stuff.
I've seen that. Where, yeah.
And she's like Lola's crazy. She's stalking bugs. Have you seen that?
No.
It's funny.
I've
It's
seen
actually a
just few
funny
episodes
show.
of that. Made like a ham joke to the pig guy. I forget his name.
We'll call him Piggly Wiggly.
All right, what's the next
Porky?
one on the list?
Shut
Porky.
up,
Yeah,
Corker.
Porky.
Yeah, have you got here? We'll speed run these because we've got like 15 minutes. Next is Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders.
Never seen.
This
it.
is our 9.
What?
This is
No,
our 9.
This is like his.
This is my like 8th. I don't have 10. I think I have 7 or 8.
My
so
9 is Agent 47 from Hitman.
That's a good one. I played Hitman 3. Great game. I played about halfway through it and I quit because I was playing on PC and it's really a console game. So
Hook up a controller.
I didn't know how to until I know how to now, but back then I didn't. So I guess I could play it now, but I don't remember where I don't know if I bought it or if I got it off Game Pass, and I don't have Game Pass anymore. But
Wow.
okay, Tommy Shelby's great.
Never
I
watched.
Really enjoy what they did with that show. And Cillian Murphy's great in everything he does.
I
The Batman.
can agree.
Great
All right, next character. I'm not
Superman.
interested. Superman.
I like the Boy Scout. I think for what his character stands for is a healthy mirror to Batman.
Superman is the most overrated superhero of all time.
I disagree. We've had this conversation.
I don't really
disagree
have.
completely.
I've not liked Superman for a long time, but like also,
Look,
I don't know.
the Brave
Just-
and I mean, it's like
He's just there.
he's not just there though. He's like he's the yin to Batman's yang, and when they're together, the world's what are they called?
Collide.
No, it's they have a name. It's like the
Harm-
world's greatest or the world's brightest or something like that.
World's
But I think that the thing that Superman stands for, hope, is great.
Mid. All
I
right, for my
think
8,
that-
I got Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil.
That's a good pick. I like Leon. He's pretty cool. I like him better in 4. That's like peak Leon because he gets all his training from the government. He can like
World's finest. That's what they're called. Sorry.
Leon Kennedy was Carter's first. Was
Not my
number
first, my 8.
eight pick.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like Leon. I never got into.
I've played Resident
Resident
Evil 2
Evil.
the most. Like
I've played 7 and 8, of course, but then I've
never touched 7 or
watched
8.
I've watched the lore for. I watched one video. It was like a 3.5 hour long video.
Dang,
I watched it one time, soaked in all of it, and now I know like a minuscule amount because I forgot all of it. It's like
Resident Evil 2.
no everything.
Oh, on
Like
the
Resi 1 through 6.
Oh, okay. So you
Um,
know about have you played Resident Evil 0?
No,
Okay.
what is
Have you-
that?
It's where they're on a train, and there's like a prisoner on the train. I don't even know the story. I've only played like halfway through it, but I got
don't
it
know
on Steam for like really cheap.
Hmm.
I was just wondering if you, because I haven't finished it, so
And most of the stuff I know is just Leon's story anyway, and then like Jill and Chris.
you don't know
I've-
anything about.
I think Chris is probably my favorite character.
I feel
think
like
Leon's
Leon's
my
going to
favorite.
die in the next game.
Who? Chris?
Leon. No,
Oh.
Leon.
I like
Leon
Leon.
gonna be in the next game.
I heard a rumor it's going to be Chris Redfield and
Jill.
Jill.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. But I like Leon. Leon's probably my favorite character in that series. All right.
Apparently,
Who's
this
next?
this game is gonna the 9th game is gonna end everything. They're gonna start a new story.
Next up is Spider-Man. These aren't in order, but mine aren't in order. But Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think he's the most popular superhero.
Yeah,
Everybody.
everyone likes Spider-Man except
Yeah.
for Queso. Queso hates Spider-Man for some reason. Have you found out about that?
No, he just says he's a bum.
I don't know why. I think it's because he's skinny and he can swing from webs from buildings, and it makes him angry.
No, I think he's just joking about it.
I think it's because he's obese and it makes him sad. That's my opinion. But Spider-Man, there's so much stuff with Spider-Man because he's like one of Marvel's best. And so there's so many stories and so many ways that you
The
can.
only way they can make a profit at the movie theaters.
Yeah. He's like, there's so many ways you can absorb entertainment with Spider-Man, and there's so many different stories, and the Spider-Verse is like one of the first multiversal things in comics, and it's like the way that Spider-Verse handled it, and there's so many different Spider-Men, it makes my mouth water. I love it. I need it.
Well,
Easton hasn't said one in a while.
I don't think he has one. I think he's just
I'm just
for
here
the
to.
ride.
I'm just here to judge yours.
yeah. What's your
Just gonna
next quarter?
Put input.
My 7 is Nathan Drake from
I got Arthur
Uncharted.
Morgan.
That's a good one. Oh yeah, probably John Marston's on mine, not Arthur. I love Arthur, but I like John better.
I
I
think
don't like
they're
John.
tied for me.
I like Arthur a lot better, but I didn't play the first game, so.
You know, and like I think Dutch is probably one of the best villains in any game ever. Just watching his sanity drop, especially in the second one, because in the first one you have no exposure to how he was before.
Yeah.
So he's just
And he's a cannibal.
yeah, he's evil in the first one, and then you go to the second one and you see this Dutch that you've never had any idea about, and it's like you build this idea of him in this game, and then he reverts back to what you're used to, and it's even more crushing because not only are you watching him fall, you're watching Arthur fall with him, and ultimately it leads to Arthur's death, which I think is great. It's good stuff.
All right, for my 6, I got a tie between Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
I'm taking Scorpion over Sub-Zero.
It depends, because isn't there like 3? I'm
I'm-
not big on Mortal Kombat lore. Like, I've just played the games. I'm
I'm
not
The
big.
first
I'm
Sub-Zero
taking
is named Bihan.
It's Bihan.
Bihan.
And
I'm
I'm taking
sorry.
Bihan because when he turns into Noob Saibot, when he turns into Noob, then I'll take Bihan over Scorpion. But
Well,
until-
Noob is like it's not really Sub-Zero anymore. He's
I
like
know.
a completely different character. So
But I'm saying when he turns into Noob, I like Bihan's character more than Sub.
I don't
okay.
really understand how the powers work for that. Like, how do 3 different people have the
It's
same?
magic, dude. It's because like what's their
And then when he
clan
turns
called?
when he turns into noob, he just has completely different
hold on,
powers.
hold on. It's because Noob is like from hell, and he's like working through like the shadow realm and stuff. And Noob
Oh,
is like
okay.
not human at all. Like he's like a demon
Oh, okay.
who came back from the dead.
Sounds like a T or something. The Thai something.
Hold on, let me.
But I never really
Tai
understood. Like,
Lang.
I've
No,
never really
that's-
tried to like learn the
not
Mortal
a- that's a
Kombat lore. I
character.
just play the games for a little bit. I beat the story on 11, I think it is.
Lin
11
Kuei,
Lin Kuei.
and I think the Lin Kuei give them powers.
11 was like the weakest one.
For
I did not
story
like
wise,
11.
I like
Yes,
I like
story-wise.
fighting though a lot.
Yeah,
Like like online
that's
on
good.
11, I just pick
is-
Scorpion and
Yeah, it's because he's the easiest.
yeah, he is, and I will use him, and I will beat you
I played Joker a
every
lot
time
in
I
11.
use Scorpion. The Joker
I
was
was,
an interesting pick for a DLC character, but I
I-
kind of liked it. He fit.
I only played 11 for like a few weeks, but I played what's the gunslinger's name?
Aaron Black.
Aaron Black.
I played Aaron Black, and then I played Jax too. Because my next is Batman.
All right.
Batman's pretty solid.
I love a good Batman. Same thing as Spider-Man for real. Probably most
Yeah.
popular in
Every-
DC's
Everybody.
arena.
Batman's number 1 for DC, but I think Spider-Man takes the cake over Batman in popularity.
Yeah.
But Batman is, I think
Batman's
more-
a lot.
I don't know.
I-
He's a really good character.
I think maybe he's just a tad bit more complex than Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is probably, well, he's really tragic. Spider-Man is, and it's like, his uncle dies, his parents die, and it sucks. But the way that he rises above that and he takes on the responsibility,
Batman holds his parents' death with
Yeah.
him all the time.
Batman uses it as motivation, not a responsibility. So it's different for him.
Yeah, Spider-Man uses his uncle's death as more of like a he caused it, and like
Yeah,
'Cause-
and Batman uses it as like a
Well,
motivation to stop
Batman's
crime.
like
Yeah.
like 45 years old, whining about his parents, and then Spider-Man is like 15.
okay, Carter. That's a stupid argument.
Well-
I mean, like, have your parents killed in front of you, Carter, and then talk to me when you're 40 and say you're not still thinking about it. I mean, like, come on now.
Maybe.
And also, he's not whining about it. He's He's working through it, okay? Let him fight crime in peace.
All right, let's hear a Carter's.
All right, for my 5, I think I'll go with Dracula.
Dracula. That's pretty good. Really good pop culture icon
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's been around forever.
Great horror figure. And it's still, that IP is still being used today.
Ooh, I don't know. Nosferatu is pretty good.
Nosferatu. You want to do next? Go for it.
Yeah, I go 4 is. I go 4 Greg Heffley.
Yeah, that's
One of the
terrible.
most complex characters in all of fiction.
Okay.
He's a little piece of crap, but he's also got redeeming qualities.
Uh-huh. No, he doesn't. He has no redeeming qualities at all. He's a horrible human being.
Maybe you're right.
He's so bad. Oh,
Poor
God.
Rowley.
Yeah. Don't call me. Don't come to my house.
We're
Done. All right, next I got Kratos.
I'm not a big fan. I mean,
Get out.
I like the
Get out
I
now.
like the first game's like fight scenes because they're so like over the top.
They're huge and stuff.
Yeah, but the second game just looked like it wasn't as cool and over the top as the first one.
You talking about
was.
the new
I
game?
don't like the Aphrodite.
You talking about the new 1 and
I don't
2
know
or
what
the
you're
old
talking
1 and 2?
I've never played either one of the games.
Oh, I thought
but
you were
just
talking about-
watch, I just watch clips of them. But the first set of games before they started like remastering them and stuff was a lot cooler looking. Even though it was older and the graphics weren't as good,
Yeah.
it's a lot cooler looking than the newer one. Which I mean, I'm sure the gameplay and the graphics are a lot better, but the first one looks a lot cooler because you're.
I actually prefer the new one.
I also prefer the new ones. What I look for in characters is character development, and Kratos is probably number 1 in that standard for me because he goes from like this being of pure hatred, and he gets his revenge and he kills Zeus.
Mr. John Kratos.
Yeah, John Kratos, and then he just wanders the earth. He has no purpose anymore, and we see him in the 4th God of War, and has Atreus, but he's still this grizzled old man, and he's still filled with anger. And then by the time we get to God of War Ragnarok, the new DLC they made, Valhalla, he becomes the god of hope, and it's just like seeing him progress like that, seeing him discuss with his old self. It's fantastic. It's probably one of the best pieces of media I've ever absorbed because it's great.
Not a fan. I haven't
Alright.
played either one of the games.
For
so-
for my number 4, I'll go Michael DeSanta from GTA.
Michael.
I'm going Trevor over Michael.
I like Michael more.
Yeah.
I like how unhinged Trevor is. He really embodies what GTA is.
Yeah, he is a weird person.
I like waking up with him in his underwear on top of a building. It's my favorite
3, I'll go Obi-Wan Kenobi.
part.
I'm picking Anakin Skywalker.
My
over-
next is Darth Vader.
Yeah,
I
I like
think-
Anakin better than like just the thought of like the build up to that, the whole story and how it works.
Yeah, like-
Pretty crazy.
that's why I like the prequel so much. Is it's
So good.
it's just crazy how good it is.
Yeah, and like the big wars like in like space, it's
Yeah.
awesome. You don't see that in the new like. And yeah, you have a couple of them, but like you don't see Jedi's like hopping from ship to ship. Just
yeah. And the newer ones, it's like the First Order like destroys almost all the Republic planets. So Coruscant, Naboo, all of them are destroyed. All of the ones that we grew up with, and that is why I hate the sequel. It's stupid. They shouldn't have done it. Tatooine's destroyed. I mean, like,
and
It's ridiculous.
The fight, like in the newer movies, the lightsaber fights are terrible.
yeah,
like,
it
they're
looks
so
like the original trilogy, but somehow more sloppy. And it's like, why? Why would you do that?
It's I just like seeing like I wish they'd make a movie about like the old Republic when there was like a ton of people that were constantly training.
They're making a movie on the High Republic.
That I think the Old Republic and the High Republic are the same thing.
No, the Old Republic is like a lot more in the past, and then the High Republic is like
So is the High Republic before or after the Rule of Two and Darth Bane?
I think they're all.
I think the High Republic is well. Actually, I don't know.
Because I know the Old
I don't know.
Republic is before Darth Bane comes along and kills everyone. So it's like
Yeah, it's
like the
big
Clone
giant
Wars, but
brawls
it's
with all lightsabers.
with Siths and Jedis, and
yeah,
it's
and
great.
it's awesome.
And then
Because like I feel like if you lived in the Old Republic, those were like the most powerful people
Yeah.
were because
yeah, like
you were
Darth
const-
Nihilus and stuff. Do
Yeah,
you know
because
who
you
that is?
always had to fight like constantly people that were also had lightsabers, but like when you have only one Jedi or like one Sith in the entire planet, nobody else can compete with you. So you just like you don't have to train or practice, and it's
And
just easy.
That was the reason the Jedi fell, is because they had gotten used to a cushy lifestyle in the New Republic, and that's why they didn't even like. In the Phantom Menace, it talks about how they didn't even like could feel a
Palpatine.
Sith at all, and it's like Palpatine, Plagueis, and Maul are all alive at the same time, literally on Coruscant, all three of them at one point, and not a single Jedi felt it. And so it's like they've been so desensitized to having this feeling of superiority over people that it's like that's why they fall so easily. That's why Palpatine just takes it.
And they had no idea what a Sith was. Like they just read books about Sith, so
Yeah.
they had no idea what a real Sith was like. Like they just had records and books, and they thought Sith were like come in guns blazing and would just destroy it. Like they'd see him coming from a long
Yeah.
and they'd know like exactly when they were coming. They had no idea that Emperor Palpatine.
And it's
Was-
like Emperor Palpatine is so magnificent because he's like, even if they could somehow get a pickup on him, it's like he plants people in front of their faces, like Count Dooku and Ventress and Grievous.
And
He's putting all of them to distract them from the Phantom Menace, which is him.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
For my number 2 is also going to be a tie between Walter White and Jesse Pinkman.
I do not like Breaking Bad.
I'm gonna go
Well, you're a loser.
Jesse. Do you, Carter? We can stay and talk a little more for a bit because
I'm gonna
I need
go.
to get this video longer than what it is. But you have 2 minutes, so you can just pick up and leave whenever you need to.
I
And
think
I'll-
I'm gonna leave it in a.
Play my number 1 first. My number 1 is Peppa Pig.
my
Well, y'all are still gonna.
My
stay and talk
last-
for a bit.
yeah, we'll probably just start spitting off characters once he leaves. But my last character is Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen.
I grew up with Cars, probably one of my favorite movies on the earth. Fantastic, good character.
That is a good character.
Wow.
I'm out.
Bye, bud.
Bye.
Good luck at practice. Oh yeah, true. I'll probably be there. Oh wait, no, it's at Lexington. I ain't going to Lexington. Sorry, Booba. So yeah,
Best
All right.
anti-hero.
I love me some Red Hood. I also love Deadpool.
I like Lobo.
Ooh, you're right. Lobo is definitely up there. But I love Jason Todd when he becomes Red Hood and he's a few years into it. Like, you know how when he gets like that face mask and he's got the sleeveless and he's like riding that bus out in the countryside and he's like outlawed. He's the outlaw. When he turns into Red Hood the outlaw, that's probably my favorite character in terms of like anti-heroes.
I kind of want to get that one. I don't really read comics, but there's like some I want to get, like the Old Man Logan series, and then also the Suicide Squad one where it's like they're like zombies or something, and then like Red Hood like leads the Suicide Squad.
Oh, and he like forms the connection with like Bizarro and stuff, and like him and Bizarro are friends.
I don't know. I just know I don't know much about it. I know.
Yeah,
I think instead of like they have bombs, like they don't have bombs in their heads. They have like something that releases the zombie disease if they get out of line or something like that. I think. I'm not for sure though.
yeah, that's pretty interesting. What is your favorite Lantern Corps?
I don't really know much about the lanterns.
I know a good because Lego Batman 3 was really heavy on the lanterns. So when I was a kid, I wanted to know. So I would go online, and I used to read comics quite a bit, but I wouldn't buy them. I would read them illegally. So I would just find a website, and I don't know how I didn't get any viruses when I was a kid, but yeah, I did my research on those lanterns, and they're great for real. I'd probably go. I like Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern. There's only one of them because the Orange Lantern is greed, and so he's the only one with an Orange Lantern ring, and his armies are just constructs that he makes. So he's probably one of the most powerful because he's alone and he has all of the power to the ring to himself.
What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Probably Grown Ups.
Good choice. For me, I would go with either Click or
No, I'm not Click.
maybe can't think of the name of that one. How do I not know the name of one of my
Uncut
favorite
Gems
ones?
is good, but it's not my favorite Adam Sandler movie. I like him in more serious roles for sure, but it's just like I don't know. That movie's kind of mid for me.
Blended and Just Go With It.
Let's see. There's
So many good ones.
Daddy's Home is good.
Yeah.
I really love that movie. I love the butler in that movie.
Oh, Big Daddy. That's the name of it.
Is it not Daddy's Home?
No, Daddy's Home is the one with,
One with
Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
Yep.
I like those movies too. They're oddly good. Like I enjoy
Very
watching those
rewatchable.
movies. Yeah. Especially the second one when their dads come in. I love those two actors that play their dad. I love the way the cast interacts with one another. It's good movies. What would you rate Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse out of 10? And go in depth with it. I want you to fill up my time.
I haven't watched it since we went to see it in theaters that one time.
Oh, really? I've watched it like 5 or 6 times since then. And honestly, it's worth it. With every
Oh
week.
crap! I didn't even think about for our list Rick Grimes.
Oh my God, neither did I.
Whew.
Rick is probably my number one.
No,
Behind Darth Vader.
no. Oh no, no.
Oh,
Carl.
Carl. We
They're-
are the Walking
They're
Dead.
messing with the wrong people.
When they find out what, they're messing with the wrong people.
He doesn't say messing, but
Yeah, he does on Netflix because they don't like fun. Anyway,
no, he says the word. At least when I watched it, he said it.
liar,
I swear he did.
lie.
That's how I know that he said something else.
I saw it on TikTok because I saw it on TikTok before I got to that part, and it was like I was waiting for him to say it, and he didn't, and I was extraordinarily disappointed. But he's still number one. I like Daryl too. Daryl becomes my favorite character when Rick leaves. But it's like as that show goes on, as The Walking Dead gets more progressed, it's like I'm only there for Rick. I'm there for Rick's story, and then you get to season 9, and he's kind of old man Rick, and it's like I'm still there for Rick, and then he leaves like 9 episodes in, and then I do not care at all. I kind of care about Daryl and Maggie once Maggie comes back, but it's like everything else that happens is just lame. I don't care.
I've
for
heard
it.
season 11. I've heard really mixed reviews on it. I've heard it's insanely bad
Yeah.
and pretty good.
Yeah. The Commonwealth idea, which is the villains in season 11, like people hate how they look. They kind of look like stormtroopers. They have like the white armor.
Oh yeah, I've seen them.
But it's like, I think they're fine. I don't like them that much, but it's like, they're okay. I don't hate them.
It's like the Peacekeepers from Dying Light 2.
I've never played Dying Light 2.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, I gathered that one.
Like I don't know why. Like I literally not too long ago I replayed Dying Light, the first one, and I played the whole I played it and had a good time with it, and then I switched over, and then a couple weeks after I finished the first one, I played the second one, and I just stopped playing it after I don't know how long, but not too long.
Yeah.
I don't know what about it. It's just not as good.
I think it's probably the no guns thing. It kind of limits playability if
Well,
you remove.
Dying Light 1, I didn't even use guns barely any.
Oh, well, that was a little bit for me once I found out you couldn't use guns, which makes sense. I'm
Well,
not ragging on the game because
there's
you
like
can't
a-
use guns. It's
There's
just
a shotgun, but it's not like a shotgun. It's like a makeshift shotgun that only has like a couple shots.
yeah, and it's like, I'm not hating on the game for that because I understand why. Like it makes sense canonically, but it's not for me. I don't care for it. I'm there to shoot zombies with an AR. So
Maybe not top 10 fictional characters, but top 10 gaming characters. Kyle Crane.
Kyle Crane's pretty good. He's good. I love that voice actor too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he does Sonic Boom and stuff. So Sonic's pretty good too. I probably will go Shadow over Sonic.
I
though.
never liked Sonic.
I was really big on Sonic around like 6th and 7th grade. And I watched all of Sonic X, which is like what most of Sonic's mythos is based on. and it was great. It was actually a phenomenal show. I don't know if that's because I was younger and I didn't really understand it much, or like I don't know if I would rewatch it now and enjoy it as much. But it was great.
I want to get down with the different mythologies. Like I want to research about like the Greek and the Norse and the Egyptian.
I read Percy Jackson. My sister made me read all of the Percy Jackson books when I was younger, and that gave me a great introduction to Greek. And then I took Miss Clemens' mythology class in sophomore year, and I already knew most of everything about Greece. And then she covered, and then I was introduced to Norse mythology in that class. Even though I had heard about it and I knew about it, of course, I kind of my majority of it was exposed to that class, and then God of War came out, and so I was like, even though God of War came out in like 2018, I had just then played it, or watched Jacksepticeye play it rather, and so that kind of introduced Norse mythology into my life, and it's probably my favorite over Greek now, and then Chinese, Japanese, Egypt.
Is
we covered
Odin
all
the
those.
most like powerful?
Odin's the All Father, Bubba.
Yeah, I know, but is he like the most powerful?
He, it's like, it's hard to say because it's like hard to scale them because they're all folk tales. So it's like Thor, he's probably the strongest god. He gets beaten by the world serpent, and he kills the world serpent, but when it bites him, it poisons him and he dies from the poison.
And the world serpent is Loki's son, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so is Fenrir. And Fenrir is the giant wolf. I think he's from Hell, I'm pretty sure. And Hell in Norse mythology is very different than any hell.
It's like cold.
It's freezing down there, and it's spelled Hel, and it's like Helheim. Yeah. And the entire mythos is based around Yggdrasil, which is the world tree, and there's 9 realms in its branches. And so it's like Alfheim, Niflheim, Helheim, Svartalheim, Midgard. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, I got nothing. Muspelheim.
Valheim? Did you say that?
Yeah. I don't. There's 3 more that I'm missing, and I'm gonna think about it later on tonight, and I'm gonna punch myself in the face because I thought about it then and not now. But I love Norse mythology. It's great, and the Viking folklore is just great. It's a fun.
Jotunheim. Did you say Jotunheim?
I did not. Jotunheim is on there. So.
Realm of the Giants.
Yep. And yeah, I love a good mythology talk.
I heard Loki was a freak.
Loki's like having sex with like horses and stuff in Norse mythology.
I don't think we
he's
can
like-
put that in there.
He's yeah, we can put that in there. Who cares? Ain't nobody cares. We're talking about Norse mythology. Okay, get over it.
Yeah, there's a class in this school talking about this stuff. So
I learned
if you have
all
a
of this
problem
from
with
Miss
this,
Clemens. You have a
yeah.
problem, go talk to her. Don't. She's a very nice lady. I don't want her to get in trouble. So Loki is like, he brings on Ragnarok in mythology. So it's like he's imprisoned in a cave and he's chained to this rock and he's left there for all eternity. And then he breaks out. I don't remember how. I learned how and I remembered how, but now I've forgotten because it's been so sullied with other stuff from my memory. So he gets out somehow and he brings on Ragnarok, and Ragnarok is the death of all. It's Odin dies, Thor dies, Heimdall dies, everyone dies. And Loki and Heimdall fight, and they kill each other. And so in the end,
there's a lot of battles which end with both killing each other.
that's the point, is that everyone's supposed to die in Ragnarok. There is no winning side.
Okay.
And so good or evil, you lose in Ragnarok. And like what sucks is they know about it before it happens because it was foretold by the giants, I'm pretty sure. And they know it's coming and there's nothing they can do to stop it. And the whole point of Odin being God.
Is it the giants or the Norns?
The Norns are like the faiths from Greek. And the Norns are like, they're important, but I haven't read much on them. So I don't want to like say something and it be wrong. So, the Norns are like the fates, except they don't kill people like how the fates do in Greek, I'm pretty sure. Because in Greek mythology, the fates are all-seeing. They know all. They see all, and they have threads of yarn, and each thread of yarn represents a life. And if they snip it, you die, and your soul gets sent to either. I don't know where people go in Greek. I think you might go to Mount Olympus, or there's some place where you go where you die.
Oh, it's I think there's a different place if you die in battle.
No, that's Norse. So Norse, you die in honorary battle, you get sent to Sovngarde, and that is the Hall of Warriors.
Okay.
And Sovngarde is heaven. And then if you die in a dishonorable way, you get sent to Helheim, and your soul lives there for eternity. But, like, mortals can go in Helheim. Like, if you're not dead yet, you can still go in Helheim. So I don't know. There's, like, a bunch of, like, continuity errors because a bunch of stories switch stuff up. And that is with every mythology.
Yeah, make it make sense.
Come on, make it make sense. Why can't I just know all and see all and feel all? I don't understand. Maybe not feel all, because I don't want to feel everything. That's gross. You got anything else?
I'm done.
I think I've talked enough. My mouth is dry and I want some water. So that's it for Brain Fart episode 2. We kind of just got lost talking right there.
Well,
I
track time
completely
for
zoned
us.
out. Yeah, practice time. Yay. We're gonna explain to Coach Carter why we're late. Perfect. All right.
She probably won't care.
Yeah, probably not. All right. So that was episode 2. I'm Trip,
I'm Carter.
and that was Easton. And we'll see you for episode 3 sometime either later this week or next week. Probably next week because I'm really tired. So, bye-bye.